I actually don't re-gift. If I get a gift I don't like, it'll probably be in the trash. So I don't re-gift.
Baller.
I mean, yeah. So,
Oh
but
my God.
I.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Four Friends and a Book podcast. I'm Chris Colson, joined here with my friends S3Ep2, Kimberly Lake, and Laria Reed. So if you're new to the channel, Four Friends and a Book is our monthly podcast series where we have a discussion centered around a book that we're reading together. And we just meet here to talk about that book and also discuss current topics, trend events, things that may or may not relate to that book as well. So somewhat of a book club mixed with just table talk amongst friends. So if you're new to the channel, I need you to go ahead and stop right now. Hit that subscribe, that like button. We're on YouTube. We're on these podcasting services. So give us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you guys. Leave us reviews, comments, all that good stuff. And for those that have been rocking with it for a while, again, we appreciate you guys. We still want to hear from you guys as well. If you have any topics, any book recommendations that you want to provide for us to kind of review and touch on here on Four Friends in the Book, we want to hear that feedback as well. So hit us up. We want to hear from you guys. So all right, let's get into it. Four Friends in the Book podcast. We read books over here. Book for this month. We're in the, I guess you can consider what, fictional category. Kind of historical fiction. So interesting read. We are reading The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett. Good book, centered around the Veen twins. So you have Stella and Desiree Veens growing up in this fictional town of Mallard, Louisiana. Interesting area. This town has kind of historic, I guess, bringing or standing. The town is it's a black town, but there's this whole colorism thing kind of comes into play where most of the townspeople are all very fair or light skinned. And so you have Stella and Desiree growing up in this town, and I guess they've outgrown it or something. They just decided to leave. So at age 16, they disappear. Identical twins, and the book kind of expands on how their journey of these twins go down different paths. So Desiree takes her own little path and journey and separates, and Stella goes her own way as well. And eventually they kind of come back together in the end. And so, good book. Again, it's a fiction. A lot of historical kind of context, touching on colorism, domestic violence, transgender topics as well. So a good read, good interesting selection for this month. So let's get into it. Let's unpack it. You know how I always start out. I want to hear from you guys as far as what your thoughts are. So my first question for every episode: how did you feel about this book? Like, what was your overall impressions? What were your overall thoughts? If you had to rate it 1 through 10, like what would that rating be? And I'm gonna come to Ms. Lake on this. I'm gonna kick it off with her. What are your thoughts about this book, The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett?
So I'm the fiction lover in the group. So this is up my alley. So when I started the book, I listened to it on Audible. I thought it was a good book, but somewhere middle to end, I think when they started getting into the kids' life stories, they started losing me. So I thought the book was pretty good. It's just towards the end, I just felt like I feel like I would have enjoyed it more if it stayed with the twins more throughout the book.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of switched from the twins being the main characters to the kids. And I just didn't find the kids as interesting. So I think the book was okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it like a 6.5. Yeah. So that's what I would give it. I think it's a good read. I think if you like fiction, you would enjoy it. But I just think for me, it kind of I lost interest because I was really interested in the twins because I thought the story, when I first read it, I was like, oh, this is an interesting story because you really don't hear about Black people passing. So I thought it was interesting, but it just didn't stay the whole time. And then when it picked back up with Stella, then I was like, okay, that's what she's been doing. So I just wish it kind of stayed with them. But it's not a bad book. I just give it a 6.5. That's what I would give it.
Okay. So 6.5. She went on the half scale with this with her review. All right, so coming to my brother Isaiah, man, what are your thoughts, overall impressions, and rating for this book, The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett?
Well, Kim rated a little higher than, I would, I'm not a big fictional read, but, I gave like a 5.2. Don't get me wrong, it was a really good read, but like Kim said, like the main themes of the book, surprisingly was about, a race, identity, prejudice, and it was viewed from several different angles. There is racism between both the white people and the light-skinned Black people that, live there in the town of Mallet, Louisiana. And at first, the book was focused about the relationship of the identical twins, Stella and Desiree, but the book then start to center around Jude and Kennedy, the twins' daughters, their relationship trying to grow up and I guess entangled or what they were trying to establish, and even with this book, just imagine, growing up in the Jim Crow area and, focus on your existence just to basically bring down people in your own race because they aren't even light skinned. It doesn't bring any actual tangible benefits. They're still pretty poor town people that live there. They don't have any resources. They don't have any money. They don't have any status. They don't even have anything that, get gained from being light skinned. So I didn't understand why they were so harper on being light skinned in that colorism. But, at the same time, their lightness was their own reward to them. I really enjoyed the book, towards the beginning, but as it got towards the end, like I was really disappointed. It seems that, even with Stella and Jude, like, even when they actually met, I thought, they was going to get some stuff resolved, but I was left hanging with that. I know this doesn't reflect real life, but this book still could have had a better end. I was disappointed with this, fictional book. The reason that I really was disappointed because they took me on this emotional roller coaster. These characters, I was invested in them. Towards the end, I'm on this roller coaster and I got to the top of the ride and they left me there hanging. And I was just like, really? Like, as far as this book, like the outcome, I thought that it could have been a better expected ending. And that's why I rated it what I did.
All right, so we got a 6.5 and a 5.2. The guy killing me with these little half.
I know. I give it a 2.1 and 5.8.
Okay, so look, the real since you talking, we coming to you next on this one.
Okay.
What are your thoughts about this book? And if you had to give it a rating.
Look, Merry Christmas, everybody. I got on my candy canes. I'm all here. I'm ready. But okay, so the book, I could not agree more with Kim and Isaiah. I was so invested. I was like, oh my gosh, I was all in. I thought that it was so cool the way she set it up. It was like she was telling the story so well. And then they were talking about, because it really intrigued me, even besides the colorism, but the fact that you could pay a bounty hunter to find your wife as if she was property. That really just kind of threw me. I was like, dang, I didn't even think about that part of it. It's just all those different intricacies in the beginning. And I'm like, it's like we were riding down this beautiful road and it was just, it reminded me, what's the name of the book we read? We just did it not too long ago. That's really good. And it's like one of those classic books about the lady with the men. But I can't remember. Anyway.
The Eyes Are Watching God?
Yes, okay. It reminded me of Their Eyes Are Watching God and the way the story was unfolding. And I was getting all into it, and and then it started going to the children. I'm like, I don't want to hear And then it was like stuff about them, and then I was just like, I don't care. Like, let's go back to the main characters of this thing. And I understood what she was trying to do, but for me, it was like it needed to be one or the other. Like either develop those characters from the beginning all the way through. You could put some snippets in about the children, but I didn't want that much about them. I didn't care. And so it just kind of made me a little angry. I'm not gonna lie, because I was really thinking this is gonna be so good, you know. And then it just kind of like, oh, okay. So I mean, but it was written. Her writing, it was written well for what she did. She had, I can't get in the mind of the author in that standpoint, but I was just kind of a little disappointed in it. I mean, she did a great job still. I'll give her a 6.5.
Hey, 6.5.
I'll give her a 6.5 because I feel like she really could have just gone somewhere with that thing. That could have been, to me, I felt like that was a classic, like something we could be reading 100 years from now if she would have just stayed with those twins. I really feel that way, but because I was like, man, this is gonna be a movie. This is gonna, like, I'm telling you, I was in it, but she messed me up.
So it's kind of interesting that you mentioned the movie fact, because Brit Bennett has been working with HBO, so there is some potential for this book to be turned into a series by HBO. So I think Issa Rae is helping out with production stuff as well. So a lot of good content that you guys mentioned, a lot of good twists and turns within this book. So obviously, there's some appeal, but I kind of agree with you guys. So again, I'm not a fiction person, but the book did start out very well. So again, you have this town of Mallet, Louisiana. We're set in like the 1940s, 1950s time period. So your boy love history. So to hear the founding of this town, where it was a former slave that his the slave owners, or his master was his father, and he inherited his land. And so this notion of forming this town full of mixed race mulattoes, and the idea that to create a better Black race was the kind of the concept. So that was very interesting and appealing, because I can kind of see that being very realistic, especially, we talk about the paper bag test and things of that sort. So there was always this whole thing about colorism within this country. So even hearing about the twins and them separating, going their own paths. And so, one of them eventually going on to give y'all a few spoilers, but one going on to essentially live a life as a white woman. She was that fair skinned that she was able to marry a well-off white man, and he was her husband, and they go on to have children, and she lives a life as a white woman. So no one knows that she's actually is Black or mixed race. And so a lot of good twists, a lot of good turns. I personally didn't have a problem with the daughter story. I think it was kind of cool how they were interwoven into this book, and you find out about them, and the fact that just so randomly Jude finds her aunt, like out of nowhere, and sees her, and she's never met her before, but because again, they're identical twins, like she of course recognizes her as like, hey, she looks just like my mom. So I didn't have a problem with that, but Isaiah kind of hit it on the head, man. Like the book was building, and then it just dropped off. I really hated the ending. I don't even know what happened there. Like I'm still lost for what the ending was. I feel like that was a good build up, and Brit Bennett did a great job building these characters, even the sisters, even my boy Early coming here, he's a bounty hunter, but they form a relationship as well. Even hearing about the daughters and their, how they've come together, even though they have different paths and different walks of life. But to end with, the grandmother dying and then the book just stopped. It was kind of a disappointing letdown for me. So I'm gonna give it, like, I ain't going on this half scale. I'm just gonna give it a 6. I feel like it was very well written. I also listened on Audible. A good character development. I would be excited to see this become a series. I think there's a lot of things that could be pulled out from these characters, but yeah, Miss Brit Bennett, I was a little disappointed with the ending. So if you could have tweaked that a little bit, your boy might would have been a little more intrigued. So we kind of touched on it a little earlier, with this whole notion of colorism, and even the time period. So again, we're talking about segregated South, in the 1950s time period or whatever. We've all heard about the brown paper bag test and things of that sort. So we kind of mentioned how Stella decided to go on and live her life as a white woman. So she ends up marrying Blake, who's actually they're coworkers, and he's kind of the manager or owner, and I think she's like a typist or a secretary. And they go on to end up getting married and moving out to California. But she literally lives her life as a white woman. They have a child. Child doesn't know anything about her mother's past or anything, and she kind of covers that up, and even has points within her life where she's kind of afraid that others may find out about her. There's a point in the book where there's some new black neighbors that move into the neighborhood, and she's concerned that they might recognize or see like the blackness in her, and so she's really afraid and adamant about them not even living in that same neighborhood. So with all that being said, what are you guys' thoughts on the fact of her even deciding to live as a white woman in this time period? And Larry, you kind of touched on it a little bit. So I'm gonna come back to you on this one. What are your thoughts about Stella's decision to carry out her life and to pass for a white woman? What are your opinion or thoughts on that?
My God, well, I didn't mean to get into this part in my last answer, but I did. But anyway, I just think that I can understand. I don't understand. I'm very close with my family, so I don't understand how I could vanish and not talk to my mom again or my twin sister again. But I do, and I don't understand because I wasn't born in that time frame. But if I had seen something as tragic as someone being lynched who happened to be my father, um, the way that Black people were treated at that time, that really might trigger something in me to say, you know what, I don't want to live as a Black person if I had an alternative. So she had the alternative, and I think that she kept seeing, look, I'm going to have to work really hard. It's going to be very hard and tough for me if I stay as this mulatto Black woman. So I'm just going to go head on to the other side. If I can do it, then I can do it. And so I really feel like the tragic event had to have really, even developing that as a fictional character, I feel like that had a lot to do with her just saying, forget it. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to die. I don't want anybody close to me to die. I just want a whole new life. So I think that was kind of the, behind the whole point. Me and these doggone candy cane years are just, we just slobbering, boy. We talking and we moving. But anyway, yeah, that's my spill.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think you bring up some good points, and especially considering the time period. So again, we're talking about, the 1940s, 50s, so still Jim Crow South, still this issue of segregation and things of that sort. And so considering the lifestyle and the hardships that Black Americans had, um, you can definitely understand her the appeal to try to go the other route, whether it's with job opportunities. And when we heard the history about certain jobs not being allowed for people of color, and so the opportunities that even your skin color, not your abilities, not what you can or can't do, but your skin color alone will afford you certain opportunities. So I think it kind of started out that way. I think one of you guys touched on how like she had done this in the past, but really seeing how there was an opportunity for her to kind of afford a better lifestyle. So I can definitely understand that. I still kind of like she went to the extreme with it, to even like again to cut your sister off, to not have any discussions about your past. I mean, her husband don't know, her daughter don't know anything about her. Like they are just clueless about like who she really is. And so I did find some issue with that part of it. But I do understand considering the lifestyle and the opportunities that and the hardships of the time, why someone would or particularly choose that path. And like I said, this is a fictional book, but I'm pretty sure there's some real stories that probably
Oh,
mirror
yeah.
what has been captured, by Brit Bennett here in the Vanishing Half. So, so Kim, what are your thoughts on this about Stella really just going off and frolicking as a white woman? Like, what are your thoughts on her decision to do that?
I like you guys, I see why she did it, especially with the circumstances, the time period. But I don't know how she did it because, like Larissa said, she stopped talking to her family completely. And then living as a white woman, she was so paranoid, like running into black people. Like she's like, we always know our own, which is kind of true. There's some truth to it. A lot of times we see somebody be like, they got some black in it, they got something in them. So we kind of pick up on that. So she's kind of right on that. So she's already paranoid about that. Had a baby, was scared when the baby was coming out because you know how genes are. Anything can pop out. So she's happy when the baby came out blind. And then even just her living that life, she had to be extra racist. So calling black people niggers and had her kids calling black people niggers and all kinds of stuff. So the ER. So I was just like, it just seemed so stressful and like over the top to go that way. Like if I passed or I was doing that, I probably just talk to my family on the side. They'd be like, she passing. They would just know, but I would still at least keep some kind of connection. But she was just totally shut off from everybody. And she had like a sad life. I mean, she couldn't really connect with her daughter because of it. And it was the whole thing. But like Chris just said, when I was reading it, it made me think of like, I wonder who has really done. I know tons of people have done it, but it's just I wonder if I know somebody that's passing and they black, but I just think they white. So that's what I thought about.
There's a book about that just was written, and I should have looked it up before I came here. But there's they found out that their mom was black the whole time, and they didn't know until she died. Basically, after she died, and she would make sure they said she never went out in the sun. She would always cover because she knew she would get darker. So she would always wear like hats and stuff in the sun. She would never go outside. Like and it's a true story. I'll find out, let y'all know about it. But yeah.
If we find the book, we'll put it right here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so coming to my brother on this one, man. What are your thoughts on this topic about Stella's decision to go off and pass as a white woman and live a life as a white woman and kind of just disconnect herself from her family and
Whew. Well, first let me say, Stella did abandon everything that she knew in hopes of becoming a white woman. Nothing about this is acceptable to me whatsoever. One of the opportunity it did afford her a chance to get a job, which she couldn't get otherwise there in Mallard. And it did in her new role. She was playing this new role in this whole new life, even overtaking it. Everything about her was not authentic at all. And I think her daughter even felt it of the questions she asked, like even the story of mom, how did you learn how to bake? And even those simple questions, she couldn't even embrace her daughter, what she learned is from, like what is her true authentic self, like how does she grow, what are her roots, and this is because she tried to hide the lie after lie and digitally construct constructing, trying to protect, her rich husband, her daughter from her past. And, even though she followed her dreams, and appeared to be this white woman, but she denied her own race and basically sold her own soul. It's nothing wrong of trying to want a better life. And you can do that with actually moving and, starting a new life somewhere. But I wouldn't give up my own race, my own family, of the identity that made who I am just to fit in with a person, with a typically race in their society. Even though it's fictional, I'm looking at like, why did she do this? Like, what was the purpose of that? Even if she wanted opportunity, there's so many different opportunities, but I'm not going in whether I have to be a white man to say I'd have a job. Like, no, I do have to brush my teeth and look in the mirror and look at myself like, this is not me. This is not who I want to portray, but those are just my thoughts.
Look, as always, my boy Isaiah got very invested in this book. You can tell he's very passionate about this topic here. But again, I think it was a good book. I think we all found pieces that we kind of connected to and related to. Again, there's a lot of different topics that are covered and conveyed through this book. Yeah, man, Jude and Reese, that was a twist and a turn as well. I wasn't really expecting that. So Brit Bennett does a good job of character development and just pulling out different kind of lanes and themes throughout this book. So if you guys haven't read it already, still check it out. Again, our book for this month, The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett. Good read. Good book in the nonfiction category. All right, so look, Four Friends in the Book podcast. We read books over here. We just wrapped this book up, but we also, we're a little festive right now. We're in the holiday season. We're in our holiday spirit. We got our little Christmas colors on. Your boy had to put the red and white on. We see Reed down here with her candy cane ears on. So. Just a wonderful time of the year, and we love the holidays, and so we wanted to have a little fun with this episode as well, as we're preparing to celebrate and just enjoy the Christmas holidays. So let's switch gears a little bit. So not really related to the book we just read, but let's have a discussion just about the holidays. Let's do a little Q&A or a little this and that, the holiday edition. So. I'm gonna ask you guys some questions to kind of get your feel, your thoughts on a few holiday topics, and we're just gonna have fun with this. And for our listening and viewing audience, if you're watching us and you can engage on social media, hit us with some comments as well. We want to hear what you guys' thoughts are as we ask some of these questions and kind of get some feedback from you guys as well. Like we all love the holidays, a time to share with. Family, friends, and of course, enjoy some good food. So, let's get into it. I got my list over here. Let me ask y'all some questions. So, this or that holiday edition. So, would you rather receive a gift that you absolutely hate from a person that you love, or the person you love hating the gift you gave them? So of those two, what would you prefer? So receiving a gift that you absolutely hate from the person that you love, or the person that you love hating the gift that you gave them.
Okay.
And Marie, I'm coming to you since you piped in right there.
I'll do the first one. I'll receive a gift that I love. That I hate from a person I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it's from the heart, it's okay. I'll be okay. If I hate it, I'd be like, oh, thank you. You actually thought enough of me to give me something. It's about the thought a lot of times for me.
Okay. Isaiah, what about you?
I think I'd rather receive the gift that I hate. Because if I give a gift that they hate, I think it'll crush me, because I'd be trying to look at people to see what they like. And then give them little stuff to get you what you like. So I'm like, yeah, that'll crush me. So I'd rather just get the gift and just put it to the side and give it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Kim, what about you? Either or.
I agree with Isaiah. I'd rather get a gift I hate from someone I love because I try to be thoughtful with gifts. So I feel like if you hated it, it was, from the heart. So that would hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I guess I agree with my friends on here. I guess like 4 friends, we unanimous on this decision. So I agree as well. I think I am a person that puts thought into gifts. So yeah, it would be a little crushing if you have taken some thought and consideration to give someone something they hated. So I think it'd be easy for me to accept that than to really put thought and time into trying to pick out a gift and then my loved one hates it. They would be a little slap to the pride. So we unanimous on that decision. But quick question, even based off of that. So do you re-gift? If you got a bad gift that you didn't like, did you re-gift that gift or is it off limits? Maria?
I re-gift it. But I don't re-gift to people I'm close to. It'll be like somebody like, if you got like a coworker or something, y'all doing like one of those gift exchanges or something like that. It's like, okay, yeah, I can do that way. But not like to somebody close to me. No, I can't do that.
Okay. Isaiah, Kim, what are your thoughts on that re-gifting?
I will piggyback with Laria. I will re-gift, but it won't be to someone I really like. It'll be like if you go to a Christmas party playing something like White Elephant and you have a small gift. Yeah, I'll bring something that, I've been sitting in the closet, they got a little dust on it, but I won't re-gift it to someone I actually like.
Exactly.
All right, so Kim, what are your thoughts on re-gifting?
Well, I actually don't re-gift. If I get a gift I don't like, it'll probably be in the trash. So I don't re-gift.
Baller.
I mean, yeah. So,
he throw it in the trash.
Yeah, I've never re-gifted. So
you don't just give it away to somebody else?
Yeah. Donate it.
Yeah, say in the trash.
Note to self, give Kim money.
Yeah. Or it might end up in the trash.
Right.
That's funny. I would re-gift it. Like I said, like Isaiah mentioned, if you're doing some bad work or something that don't really take a lot of thought and emphasis, if I get a bad gift, I'll definitely put that in the pot and let it circulate that way. So, all right. So next question, this or that. So open a gift or opening gifts on Christmas Eve or on Christmas Day. Coming to Isaiah, starting it off. So Christmas Eve or Christmas Day gift opening.
Yeah, because I usually do both of them, but I'd rather do Christmas Day, more into the spirit, of being that's the day you're more with your family as well too. But growing up, we did get used to open up like one gift on Christmas Eve. But yeah, if I had a choice, I'd rather do everything on Christmas Day.
Okay. Kim, so Christmas Eve or Christmas Day gift opening?
Christmas Day all the way.
And I agree. I think Christmas Day. I've kind of done both. Since we have like a large family, you may do some activities on Christmas Eve. But yeah, I think it's nothing like just the Christmas Day experience. Even when I was young, just waking up on Christmas Day and enjoying those things. So Christmas Eve is a little premature, but it's not the same. So, all right. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the read way is the day after Christmas. We just go shopping and get all the stuff on sale. But if I had to choose, if you got kids, I think Christmas Day is amazing. But I don't like waiting till Christmas Eve. I'm the Christmas Eve person. I want to stay in the bed, watch the parade, go to Disney like we've been doing for years. So Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas.
Okay.
So since you said that, Maria, it kind of leads into my next this or that. So would you rather travel during the holidays or stay at home? And so I'm gonna let Kim kick this one off. Traveling during the holidays or staying at home for Christmas?
Well, the last several years we've traveled on the holidays. But if I had a choice, I think I would rather stay and like host the holiday. So
Okay.
I would say stay at home.
All right. Yeah, I think stay as well. I've actually never traveled or went anywhere for the holidays. I'm always with my parents during the holidays. So yeah, I'm usually at home as well. So all right, Maria.
Travel. I hate being at home on the holidays now because we've done it so long, our family. So when I'm home, I'm like, what do y'all do? It feels like Thanksgiving again. I don't want to do this. I want to leave. I don't want to play board games. I don't want to be here. Can we go somewhere? So I love traveling the holidays. It's
Okay.
amazing for me.
All right, Isaiah. What about you, brother?
I'd rather travel for the holidays. Being at home, I love being at home, but being at home is like work. Like it's like the hustle and bustle. You gotta cook, clean, and do all that stuff. I don't want to do it. Take me to a hotel, to the beach somewhere, and let me just open my hotel and be done with it. Like, but I like being at home, but yeah, that's work on Christmas Day. I'm doing all that, so I'd rather do the traveling like Maria said.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So even with you saying that, would you rather? Let's see. Would you rather do all the Christmas shopping or all of the Christmas cooking? So, rather do all the shopping for everybody, or do all the cooking that's necessary to feed the family for Christmas? Who wants to go? I'm just gonna
The
throw it
first
out there.
question. Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd rather do all the Christmas shopping, and I actually mail it to your home with a Christmas
Come
message.
on now.
I don't want to
Yes.
cook and do none of that, so I just mail it to your home for the Christmas gift. Say Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, whatever you want on it, and let me be done with it.
All right, Kim Maria, what are your thoughts on that one?
I'd rather cook. I enjoy cooking, so
Mhm.
I'd rather cook everything.
Okay.
Maria?
Thanksgiving be having me tapered out. So I'm not cooking no more after Thanksgiving. Sorry. I'll hit that Amazon button. I'm like, Isaiah, ship it right to you. Had a Christmas thing on it. Love y'all. Send me your address and goodbye. I can do that one night sitting in the bed. But that cooking will take you out, man. Like, and to do it repeatedly, that's why I'm like so glad we travel for Christmas because Thanksgiving takes me out. I'm like, I need a day to recover. Like, it's too much. And they go back and do it all over again. I don't know how y'all do that. I'm like, Lord, we're going to the buffet. Sorry.
Nah, it's good. Now, I think you guys both bring up a good point. That cooking requires a lot of preparation, and it can be an all day, all week like event. I think Amazon has freed up a lot of resources. I mean, you can just really do all your shopping online. It's not like how it used to be where you was out fighting the crowd and try to get these,
Right.
Black Friday toys or the day after Thanksgiving to get these exclusive items. Like now you can do it from the comfort of your home. So I definitely think shopping is easier.
Mm-hmm.
But I like cooking as well, but it can be draining and it can be a bit much. So, all right. So, we kind of talked about that a little bit. So, again, celebrating the holiday season, this or that, Christmas edition. I'm gonna do a few more, and then we gonna switch to our favorite segment. But few more questions. So, small, intimate Christmas at home, or like doing a big Christmas party. And I can kick this one off. I think for me, if I could do both, maybe, but if I had to choose, I would say just a small gathering. I think it's a time to really be with your family, your friends, your close loved ones. I do love a good party though. So I ain't gonna lie. Like, if I can sneak one in there, maybe after the fact, that might be good. But if I had to choose one, I think just really having a small gathering with the people that are near and dear to you is more significant, I guess, for me. So, Maria.
Look, I'm always trying to combine answers.
Me too.
I'm like, having a small, intimate, big Christmas party with my small, intimate friends.
Uh-huh.
Like, we have like a really good DJ, have really good food, make it like it's all, but just have like a small setting of people. But I can't do. I got to choose one. If I got to choose one, intimate, because I really don't want to be around a lot of people like that. I love y'all, but I don't want to be around a lot. I love our audience, but I don't want to be around all of you for Christmas like that.
Isaiah?
Being, I'm semi-extrovert, I already do the intimate pre-Christmas party. That's enough for me. I'm like, get me up out of here. I want the big grand. I want to go out. I want to go and let me see the town. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, I do that on Christmas Eve, and I don't want to sit around and watch the same TV Christmas movie the next day as well too. Like, get me out of here. Let's go. Let's go and do something.
National Lampoon's Christmas with me. You have to watch it with me because I know all the words.
I come and DJ at your party.
Yeah. That's funny.
All right, Kim.
Yeah, I choose the small, intimate Christmas because, like, I'm family oriented and I like the whole tradition, like watching the movies and all that. So I feel like that'd be really fun. So I would choose that. I feel like going out would drain me. So,
yeah.
All right, so last question. It's a little extreme. So, we in the holiday season and, as soon as the month come in, really, I mean, I know some of y'all trying to celebrate already now, but would you rather watch nothing but Christmas movies for the whole month of December or only listen to Christmas music for the whole month of December? So Christmas movies or Christmas movies or music for the whole month of December? Kim.
This is hard because I start listening to Christmas music like it could be July. I might put a playlist on the Apple. But nowadays, I feel like the whole holiday movie, the Hallmark, the 24 hour, like everybody got holiday movies. So I think I would choose the movies instead of the music. Even though I love music, I just feel like the movies I could enjoy those, put me in the Christmas spirit all December.
Isaiah.
I'd rather have the music. Like, I already have a playlist on my phone already, with the Temptations, Mariah Carey, Nat King Cole. Like, I like the music. I'm in the car, like I'm, listening to karaoke on my own, screaming going on the interstates. Like, I give me the music. I like the Christmas music.
Okay. Maria.
I do Christmas 365. I listen to music all year long. And I watch movies. They do the Christmas in July with Hallmark. But I cannot do without my Hallmark movies.
I'm watching them now.
I started. They've been going forever, and I'm ready. So, yeah, all December, I watch them. I record them and go back and watch them even during the year. I love
they're so hard for me.
And we know it's not happening. You already know it. It's just fun, loving, like gushy, like, oh my God. We're going to a Christmas festival and we're going to meet the guy and we used to date back in high school and we're going to get together,
But I can't watch Home Alone 1 and 2 every day, though.
Yes.
All right, so look, as a parent, we got some very diehard Christmas holiday spirited people on Four Friends in the Book. If I had to choose, I don't know, man. I really don't. The whole month is a lot. I have to agree with my boy Isaiah. Like, I think I'm gonna go with the music. Some movies I can probably watch, but I don't know if I like enough Christmas movies for the whole month. So that's the
true.
music can be a stretch. I mean, you can only listen to Temptation so many times.
My mama can listen to it every day. The Temptations every day. Silent night. Oh.
But look, shout out to Miss Gloria Reed. And I can listen to it a few times, but yeah, I don't. But yeah, if I had to choose, I guess I would go with music as well. So, all right. So, Four Friends in the Book, just read about book for this month, The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett. We in this festive mood of just celebrating for the holidays and preparing for Christmas. So, want to have a little fun with that topic as well. But we can't leave. We can't have an episode of Four Friends in the Book without getting to our favorite part, which we call the rant. 60 seconds, uninterrupted. We don't really debate. We don't really have a discussion about it. Just the rant man speaking from his heart. I mean, he kills his rant every episode, every month. Look, the rest of us, we don't even know what we get. It's always new to us. I know it's new to you guys as well. So, Isaiah, brother, go and do what you do. Starting in 60 seconds. Starting now. Go.
The U.S. Supreme Court is set to strike down affirmative action, which would make it unconstitutional for universities across the country to consider a student race as one important factor in the admission process. For much of American history, elite colleges and universities were primarily reserved for wealthy, predominantly white Americans, and only in the 20th century did the institutions begin to prioritize and diversity began to expand its access to Black people. Affirmative action is one of the best tools colleges and universities have to promote diversity and ensure that those otherwise aren't shut out of the American post-secondary system and have a chance to earn a quality degree. Banning affirmative action only worsens the problem. For example, one study found that students of color experience a 23% decline in its likelihood of admissions to likely selected public colleges if affirmative actions are banned and went into effect. Diversity has always been a weak substitute for repairing the harm explicitly done to Black people, and it's never addressed the historical discrimination against Black folk or wealthy opportunity wealth gap head on. I'm sorry. And in the words of the late Justice Thurgood Marshall, sometimes you have to become part of the system to destroy it. And that's that on that.
That's good, brother. That's good. So, as always, man, we just appreciate you educating us with these rants. And it just really highlights, and there's so much going on within our country, within our local communities, within this world. And we really have to be engaged and informed about these things so we can have a voice and to really take action and, again, be the change that we want to see within our country. So, Isaiah, thank you, brother, for once again killing the rant. All right, so Four Friends in the Book, books, topics, rants. We just wrapped up all these things. And so we want to tell you guys about what we have coming up for next month because we want you guys to join in and read with us. So Isaiah, tell them about the book we have for next month.
Well, first, guys, we're here at Four Friends of the Book. Want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And in the new year, we have a new book for you, My Life and My Love and My Legacy by Coretta Scott King. This is going to be a great book to read with us, and you don't want to miss it. L'Oreal, please tell the viewers when they can tune in.
Okay, guys, you can tune in to view us every third Thursday of every month at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or you can go on YouTube and other places and check us out at different times, whenever you want to see us, okay?
And when you are on YouTube, make sure if you're not subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell on YouTube so you know when we upload. Also, you can like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram to stay up to date on us throughout the year.
And again, guys, we appreciate your support for rocking with Four Friends in the Book. And just happy holidays from us to you. Mm-hmm. And, as always, let's continue to read, let's learn, let's grow, and let's meet here and have a discussion on Four Friends in the Book. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
1, 2, 3.
Merry
Christmas.
I think it's gonna sound horrible.
Right.